Welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. Good morning. Today we're doing, this is the exploring our chakras. And today we're going to be doing the sacral chakra, which is orange, represented by the color orange. And it is our like tummy space. All right, womb space if you're a woman. All right, I'm going to read from the book and then we'll go over the cards and themes, and then we'll do some affirmations. All right, my heater went out last night, so I'm freezing. So okay, it only does that on like the coldest day of the year. All right, here we go. The orange card represents our my bad. Okay, overall impression is emotional. Keywords: active, motivating, optimistic, emotional, sociable, enthusiastic, affection, or humanitarian. So if you're in a space where you're having trouble with any of those key things, we may need some healing in that area. All right, I'm wearing my orange. Okay, the orange card represents our emotions and how we relate to them. In the second chakra, you will learn emotional discipline if you choose. Everything is a choice, okay? Life is a choose your own adventure. You need to master the skill of steering your emotions as you would a ship on the high seas. I like that. I often think of emotions as waves of the ocean. This is a very important part of manifesting. The orange cards represent, or no, my bad. Macklemore, way too loud. All right, the orange cards reveal your emotional experience in a particular situation. If you are struggling with your feelings, look back to the red chakra, the root chakra, for answers. Why? Right? That's where we either feel safe or not. All right? And if you weren't here yesterday for the kickoff, that's the chakra we did. Because your source of emotional experience from a particular foundation or belief created in your root chakra. This helps you to understand where your emotions are coming from. Okay? Next, observe your feelings rather than act on them. I say this all the time. Approach your feelings with a sense of curiosity, not judgment. All right? And breathe through it. It will only last a moment if you allow the emotion. If you don't allow the emotion, then it's going to get stuck and it's going to become like a dam within your system. It's going to make everything else unbalanced as well. All right? You must stand fearlessly and observe your emotions. If you can do this, you have begun the journey into manifestation. You can walk the path that you have only previously wished for. Master emotional discipline and you master how you manifest everything. 100. All right. So the themes associated, according to this deck, I want to say as well, this is not a here-all be-all. This is one piece or one tool that we are using to explore these things. Well, two, technically. I have two decks. Okay. Impasse. I had to look this up because I've never really used this word. I guess it means like what's done is done. It is what it is, right? Passion. All right. Service. Self-worth. Completion. Guilt. And perseverance. If guilt made you feel guilty, I did a video about guilt a while ago. I don't know. I think it may have been the very beginning of the collective combos, but I could be wrong. I don't know. All right. These are some of the themes that if any of these, I guess those are themes, but either way, if any of those kind of made you feel a certain way or you got like a feeling about, these could be maybe the reasons or maybe some of the things that we need to continue focusing on. All right. Sexual energy, relationships, creativity, and emotions. for women, or, well, I shouldn't say women, for people who have wombs or uteruses, it's a weird word. For people who have wombs, you've more than likely been the victim of someone entering your womb without permission, right? This space, okay, I'm gonna go a little deep today because I know how hard it is to work through this feeling of violation. All right, and you don't necessarily need to have a womb, but just statistically speaking, those are the people who are experiencing sexual violence most. But I'm not, if you've also experienced sexual violence without a womb, please allow this conversation for you as well. Speaking from my own experience with my partner being cheating on me or being infidelity, anyway, I don't know anyway, it took a long time for me to clear my womb. That's one of the reasons that I have been celibate for 6 years. I'm not saying that's the path for everybody, but I'm letting you know I had to completely reclaim my own body because I was unaware of the activity that I was being a part of when my partner was doing a whole bunch of bullshit to a whole bunch of other people without my knowing. And I was pregnant. So when you're pregnant, especially if you experience infidelity while pregnant, I don't know, I've never felt a betrayal so deep. So if that's you as well, yeah, these things are definitely your sexuality or your sexual energy. I mean, perhaps your sexuality, your relationships with others, the lack of your lack of self-worth, right? Your inability to create, all of those things are affected. One of the reasons I have personally stayed celibate is because, well, first of all, I'm a single mom. I don't really have the capacity for that because it's not something that I've been wanting, right? And I've used this, the sacral energy is often called your life force energy because of the womb, because that is the space in which life is created. The portal is in your root chakra, but the life is created and sustained within the sacral. So if you're not in a space of reproduction, then this is your creative life force energy. That's why I tell people to masturbate. I thought of that Tom DeLonge line yesterday from that, what song was it? I don't know what song it is. It's one of their newer songs, and he says, when I teach masturbation, I tell kids to just have fun with it. I don't know if he says kids, that's weird. But either way, when you are in a space of deep healing, if you feel like your creativity is lost, if you feel like you're in a space of just blah, you can't see anything, you can't feel anything, you're just, more than likely that is a trauma-based feeling within your sacral or root. Yes, all of the other spaces are affected as well, because when one space is out of line, then the others are as well. Like I said, it's like a dam is placed, which means emotions, things that are supposed to flow in and flow out are being held for ransom. I'm going to hold on to this emotion until my life is completely ruined. Instead of allowing things to just be. Not saying that it doesn't take a lot to heal, right? But this is the same space, and that's why if you have experienced sexual violence specifically, reconnecting to your passion and your perseverance for that drive of life is at stake because of the trauma. So some of the things that I did besides being celibate and utilizing my energy into my sexual energy or life force energy into manifesting was that I just allowed myself to take my time. It took me years to be able to even have a relationship with myself. I never thought I would be sharing these things publicly, but I think it's really important. It took me about 2.5 years to leave after I left my marriage. I stopped being sexually active when I was about 4 or 5 months pregnant, when I found out about everything. Bought a one-way ticket to my hometown. Stayed there for a couple weeks. And then had to go back and pack up my house and figure out what I was going to do with this kid, right? Be like, oh, cool. So like I said, the betrayal of non-consensual sexual acts is, it's unforgivable. And it's something that's been really, really normalized in our society. And just because it's been normalized doesn't mean that the hurt from it isn't real, right? Like, it hurts. But anyway, I gave myself the time, and it's been 6 years, and I've manifested a lot of shit for us. I've been focused on my healing. So I want you to understand that it takes time to heal. First of all, there's no correct pace for this work if it's something that you've experienced, and then the amount of times you've experienced things also, right? Whatever this betrayal that is affecting your sacral, but like, wearing orange can help. I know that sounds silly, but being associated with, like, look at all of these different shades of orange. I had an orange scarf that I used to, when I was really being, it was when I was postpartum. I had an orange scarf that I like would wrap around me, my womb space, in the, like, while I slept. So do whatever you need to do, what, again, intention is the most important thing when finding, mechanisms to heal you. Okay. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry if this was triggering. I think most healing is triggering. So I want you to know you're not alone in your experiences. It's an incredible betrayal when you love someone, when you are, when you have life in you and they betray you, whatever that is for you, or if you don't have life in you. And it doesn't even need to be a sexual betrayal. When there's any sort of betrayal, that's where we feel it, because that's where our emotions are, right? That's our life source. Okay. Affirmations. I am worthy. I am creative. I am free. And I am passionate. All right. I love you all so much. These are deep things. So I'm proud of you. And remember not to normalize things that should not be normalized. Okay? Have a good one.